Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments surrounding Monica Quartermain's memorial service and the devastating family chaos that's about to unfold in Port Charles. The memorial service bombshell. The upcoming tribute to Monica Quartermain promises to be far more than a simple farewell ceremony. ABC has orchestrated a masterful 2-episode memorial event scheduled for September 25th to 26th. That will forever alter the Quartermain family dynamics. The first episode will showcase heartwarming memories and emotional testimonials from Monica's extensive Port Charles family. But the real drama begins during the second installment, when an uninvited guest crashes the proceedings. Leslie Charleson's decades-long portrayal of the beloved matriarch will receive the send-off it deserves, with writers crafting intimate moments between Monica's closest confidants. However, beneath the surface of this touching tribute lies a sinister plot that threatens to tear apart the very foundation of the Quartermain legacy. Martin Gray's mysterious phone call. The catalyst for this impending disaster centers around Martin Gray's suspicious telephone conversation with an unknown individual. This clandestine communication occurs precisely when the Quartermain family is most vulnerable, grieving their beloved patriarch's passing. Martin's involvement suggests a carefully orchestrated scheme designed to exploit the family during their darkest hour. Sources indicate that Martin's mysterious caller possesses intimate knowledge of Monica's past, including family secrets that have remained buried for decades. The timing of this revelation is no coincidence. It appears calculated to maximize emotional devastation, while the Quartermains are distracted by their grief. Erika Slezak's shocking debut. Emmy-winning actress Erika Slezak's highly anticipated General Hospital debut will coincide with Monica's memorial service, marking one of the most significant casting developments in recent memory. Slezak, renowned for her legendary portrayal of Victoria Lord on One Life to Live, brings decades of soap opera expertise to this pivotal role. Industry insiders suggest Slezak will portray Monica's previously unknown sister, a character whose existence has been deliberately concealed from the Quartermain family for years. This mysterious woman's rival promises to shatter everything the family believed they knew about Monica's past, introducing complications that extend far beyond simple inheritance disputes. The Quartermain Mansion inheritance scandal. The battle for the Quartermain Mansion represents more than a simple property dispute. It symbolizes the very soul of the family's legacy. Tracy Quartermain's casual suggestion that Michael Corinthos should inherit the estate reveals underlying tensions about who truly deserves to carry forward Monica's wishes. However, Monica's actual testament may contain surprises that nobody anticipated. Legal experts within the storyline suggest that Monica's will could include provisions specifically designed to protect the family from external threats. Though these safeguards may prove inadequate against Martin Gray's manipulation, the mansion itself holds immeasurable sentimental value, having witnessed countless family celebrations, reconciliations, and heartbreaks throughout the decades. Losing this ancestral home to an outsider would represent the ultimate betrayal of Monica's memory and everything she worked to preserve. Martin's elaborate swindle scheme. Martin Gray's potential involvement in manipulating Monica's estate suggests a sophisticated con game designed to exploit legal loopholes and family vulnerabilities. His legal expertise provides him with unique opportunities to alter documentation, influence proceedings, and ensure that Monica's long-lost sister receives assets she has no legitimate claim to inherit. The financial implications extend beyond the mansion's value, encompassing Monica's extensive medical practice investments, pharmaceutical holdings, and decades of accumulated wealth. Martin's scheme could potentially redirect millions of dollars away from Monica's intended beneficiaries toward this mysterious sister and himself. Sources suggest Martin may have discovered compromising information about Monica's past relationship with her sister, providing him with leverage to justify his fraudulent claims in court. This blackmail element adds another layer of complexity to an already convoluted situation. Tracy's war declaration. Tracy Quartermain's fierce protective instincts will be triggered by this unprecedented threat to her family's stability. Her decades of experience navigating corporate warfare and family politics have prepared her for battle. But this opponent represents a uniquely personal challenge that strikes at the heart of everything she holds dear. Tracy's strategic mind will undoubtedly devise multiple countermeasures to neutralize this threat, potentially involving her extensive network of business contacts, legal allies, and financial resources. Her determination to preserve Monica's legacy will drive her to extreme measures that could reshape Port Charles' power dynamics. The conflict between Tracy and Monica's sister promises to escalate beyond simple legal proceedings into a full-scale war encompassing emotional manipulation, financial sabotage, and psychological warfare. Tracy's ruthless reputation suggests she will not hesitate to use every weapon in her considerable arsenal. The community's reaction. Port Charles residents will find themselves drawn into this family drama as Monica's memorial service becomes ground zero for the Quartermain Civil War. Hospital colleagues, longtime friends, and extended family members will be forced to choose sides in a conflict that threatens to destroy Monica's peaceful legacy. The timing of this revelation during Monica's funeral adds an element of sacrilege that will shock even Port Charles' most scandal-hardened residents. The community's outrage over this disrespectful timing may provide Tracy with unexpected allies in her fight against the interloper. This developing storyline promises to deliver the explosive drama and emotional intensity that General Hospital fans crave, while honoring Leslie Charleson's incredible contribution to the show's rich history. NEXT. We will learn about the explosive developments surrounding Nathan West's shocking return that promises to shake Port Charles to its very foundation. The mystery behind Nathan's miraculous return. The soap opera universe is buzzing with electrifying speculation about Ryan Paevey's highly anticipated comeback as Nathan West, and the circumstances surrounding his resurrection are more twisted than anyone could have imagined. Sources close to the production suggest that Nathan's return isn't simply a matter of surviving his previous ordeal. Instead, it appears he may have been trapped in a nightmarish web of scientific experimentation that would make even the most hardened General Hospital fans gasp in disbelief. The sinister connection between Nathan's reappearance and the shadowy research being conducted throughout Port Charles has sent shockwaves through fan communities worldwide. Insiders are whispering about a complex conspiracy that involves not just Nathan's supposed death, but an elaborate cover-up that reaches into the highest echelons of the medical establishment in town. Professor Hank Dalton's twisted laboratory of horrors. The enigmatic Professor Hank Dalton emerges as a central figure in this unfolding drama, with his clandestine experiments taking on increasingly disturbing dimensions. Behind the respectable facade of academic research lies a monster whose thirst for scientific advancement knows no moral boundaries whatsoever. The professor's laboratory, hidden away from prying eyes, has become a chamber of horrors where innocent animals suffer unspeakable torments in the name of progress. But the true horror lies in the revelation that Dalton's experiments have graduated from animal subjects to human guinea pigs, with Nathan West potentially serving as his prize test subject. The parallels to Pascal's Croatian operations, where Jocelyn Jacks and Vaughn nearly became unwilling participants in medical experiments, are too striking to ignore and suggest a broader network of unethical researchers operating throughout the soap opera landscape. Emma Scorpio Drake's determination to expose these atrocities adds another layer of complexity to the storyline, as her investigation threatens to uncover secrets that powerful people would kill to protect. Her courage in facing such dangerous adversaries demonstrates the kind of moral fortitude that General Hospital fans have come to expect from the show's heroic characters. Lulu's fateful discovery. The rumored scenario involving Lulu Spencer's discovery of Nathan creates a heart-stopping moment of recognition and disbelief. Picture this: Lulu, going about her daily routine, suddenly encounters a man who should be dead, wandering the streets of Port Charles in a state of confusion and desperation. The emotional impact of such a reunion would be devastating, especially given Lulu's close relationship with Maxie and her intimate knowledge of the grief Nathan's death has caused. Nathan's escape from whatever hellish situation he's been trapped in promises to be a tale of survival against impossible odds. The physical and psychological toll of his ordeal will likely be written across his face and body, telling a story of suffering that words could never adequately convey. Lulu's role as his rescuer transforms her from a passive observer into an active participant in one of General Hospital's most dramatic storylines. The timing of Nathan's return, coinciding with Lulu helping an accident victim, suggests that fate itself is orchestrating this reunion. The cosmic irony of Lulu being in exactly the right place at exactly the right moment to save the man whose supposed death devastated her best friend adds a layer of poetic justice to the narrative. The amnesia angle and its devastating implications. If Nathan's ordeal has robbed him of his memories, The emotional complexity of his return multiplies exponentially. Imagine the heartbreak of a man who cannot remember the love of his life, the woman who has mourned him every single day since his supposed death. The cruel irony of Nathan being physically present, but emotionally absent, would create a new kind of grief for everyone who loves him. The medical implications of memory loss following experimental procedures raise disturbing questions about what Professor Dalton has done to Nathan's mind and body. Has the amnesia been artificially induced as part of the experiments, or is it a natural consequence of trauma and abuse? The answer to this question will determine whether Nathan's memories can be recovered, or if they are lost forever. However, if Nathan retains his memories, his first desperate question about Maxie will break hearts across the viewing audience. The man who has endured unimaginable suffering will face the crushing news that his beloved is fighting for her own life in a hospital bed, unable to welcome him home. Liesl Obrich's double shock. Liesl Obrich's emotional journey takes another devastating turn as she processes not one, but two returns from the dead. Having just discovered that Britt has been alive and hiding for years, Liesl now faces the impossible reality that her son Nathan has also cheated death. The psychological impact of such revelations would test even the strongest person's sanity and emotional resilience. The mother who has already endured the agony of losing her son must now confront the complex emotions of having him restored to her. Joy, anger, relief, and bewilderment will wage war in her heart as she struggles to understand how both of her children could have deceived her so thoroughly about their survival. Liesl's confrontation with Nathan will likely be even more emotionally charged than her reunion with Britt, given the circumstances of his disappearance and the suffering she has endured believing him dead. The slap she delivered to Britt may pale in comparison to her reaction upon learning the truth about Nathan's fate. The father-son reunion that will meld hearts, the prospect of James West finally meeting his father, creates one of the most anticipated emotional moments in recent General Hospital history. This innocent child, who has never known his father's embrace, will finally have the chance to form the bond that death seemingly denied them. The poignancy of this reunion will be amplified by the years of separation and the uncertain future that lies ahead. Nathan's mental state will play a crucial role in determining how meaningful this first meeting can be. If his mind has been damaged by his ordeal, he may struggle to comprehend the significance of the moment or to form an immediate connection with his son. Alternatively, the sight of his child might be the key that unlocks his memories and restores his sense of identity and purpose. The emotional weight of this father-son reunion will reverberate throughout Port Charles, reminding everyone of the precious nature of family bonds and the devastating cost of the secrets and lies that have kept them apart. James's reaction to meeting his father will undoubtedly provide some of the most touching moments in the storyline, as childhood innocence meets adult complexity in a moment of pure emotional truth. Next, we will learn about the explosive developments surrounding Sonny Corinthos' most audacious and dangerous scheme yet, a masterfully orchestrated frame job that threatens to tear the Corinthos family apart at the seams while potentially handing Willow Tate the ultimate victory she desperately craves. Sonny's calculated criminal masterstroke. The coffee mogul turned mob boss has outdone himself with a plan so intricate and ruthless that it would make even his most seasoned criminal associates pause in admiration. Sonny Corinthos has methodically constructed an elaborate web of deception, designed to pin the judicial bribery scandal squarely on Drew Kane's shoulders, utilizing every resource at his disposal to ensure the frame job appears absolutely ironclad to investigators. The meticulous attention to detail in this operation reveals the depths of Sonny's strategic thinking and his willingness to sacrifice anyone who stands in the way of protecting his family's interests. Working in tandem with his most trusted ally Brick, Sonny has orchestrated a sophisticated evidence-planting operation that would rival any professional intelligence agency's black ops mission. The incriminating materials have been carefully placed within Drew's personal safe, positioned in such a way that their discovery will appear to be the result of thorough investigative work, rather than deliberate manipulation. Financial records, communication logs, and payment receipts have all been meticulously forged to create an undeniable paper trail, leading directly to Drew's alleged corruption of Judge Eva Heron. The psychological warfare aspect of Sonny's plan extends far beyond simple evidence fabrication, as he has calculated every possible angle of attack and defense. By timing the revelation of this planted evidence to coincide with ongoing investigations into Judge Heron's suspicious death, Sonny creates a perfect storm of scandal that will overwhelm Drew's ability to mount an effective defense while simultaneously shielding himself from murder charges. The Judge Heron murder connection unveiled. The late Judge Eva Heron's controversial ruling in Michael's custody battle now takes on sinister new dimensions as the connections between her death and the alleged bribery scandal become impossible to ignore. Sonny's brilliant manipulation of the narrative transforms him from prime suspect to concerned citizen seeking justice, as the planted evidence suggests that Drew's desperation to maintain his corrupt arrangement with the judge may have led to her elimination when she threatened to expose their illicit partnership. The forensic timeline that investigators will uncover paints a damning picture of escalating tension between Drew and Judge Heron in the weeks leading up to her death. Fabricated phone records show increasingly frantic communications, while planted financial documents suggest Drew's payments to the judge had been steadily increasing as she demanded more money for her continued cooperation. The final piece of manufactured evidence indicates that Heron had begun making veiled threats about exposing the entire operation unless Drew agreed to her exorbitant demands. This elaborate deception serves Sonny's purposes perfectly by redirecting the murder investigation toward Drew while establishing a clear motive for the judge's elimination. The beauty of the frame job lies in its logical consistency. Every piece of planted evidence supports the others, creating a comprehensive narrative that will be extremely difficult for law enforcement to dismantle or for Drew to refute convincingly. Willow's golden opportunity emerges. The invalidation of Judge Heron's custody ruling creates an unprecedented opening for Willow Tate to mount a renewed legal assault on Michael's parental rights, armed with the devastating argument that her children were stolen from her through corrupt judicial processes. Her legal team will undoubtedly seize upon this development as proof that the entire custody proceeding was fundamentally compromised, demanding a complete do-over with a different judge and fresh evidence presentation. Willow's desperation to reclaim her maternal role has reached fever pitch, following her devastating affair with Drew and the subsequent destruction of her marriage to Michael. The psychological toll of separation from Wiley and Amelia has left her emotionally volatile and increasingly willing to employ any tactic, regardless of how manipulative or destructive it might prove to be. Her newfound determination to fight for custody stems not only from genuine maternal love, but also from a desperate need to prove to herself and the world that she deserves redemption. The strategic implications of Willow's renewed custody battle extend far beyond simple parental rights, as her legal challenge will inevitably expose the dark underbelly of Port Charles' judicial system and potentially implicate numerous other powerful figures in similar corruption scandals. Her attorneys have already begun preparing subpoenas for financial records and communications that could reveal a broader pattern of judicial bribery affecting multiple, high-profile cases throughout the region. Michael's emotional crossroads. The revelation of his father's elaborate deception will place Michael Corinthos in an impossible position, forced to choose between loyalty to the man who raised him and protection of his own children's welfare. His initial reaction to discovering Sonny's role in framing Drew will likely cycle through disbelief, anger, and ultimately a profound sense of betrayal as he realizes that his father has potentially jeopardized the safety and security of Wiley and Amelia for the sake of criminal self-preservation. Michael's trust in Willow has been shattered beyond repair following her affair and the subsequent revelations about her manipulative behavior. Yet he now faces the terrifying possibility that his custody victory was built on a foundation of lies and corruption. The psychological impact of learning that his father orchestrated such an elaborate deception, specifically to help Willow regain access to the children, will cut deeper than any previous betrayal in their complicated relationship. The moral complexity of Michael's situation becomes even more pronounced when he considers that Sonny's actions, while criminal and deceptive, were ultimately motivated by a desire to protect the family from external threats. The knowledge that his father risked everything to shield him from potential criminal charges related to Judge Heron's murder will force Michael to confront the uncomfortable reality that his own freedom may have come at Drew's expense. The Quartermain family fallout. The framing of Drew Kane will inevitably trigger a massive confrontation between the Corinthos and Quartermain families, as the latter rallies to defend one of their own against what they will correctly perceive as a malicious attack orchestrated by Sonny's criminal organization. Monica Quartermain's maternal instincts will drive her to launch her own investigation into the planted evidence, utilizing her considerable resources and connections within Port Charles Medical. and legal communities. The business ramifications of this family feud will ripple throughout Port Charles' economic landscape, as the Quartermain family's extensive holdings and the Corinthos organization's various legitimate enterprises become weapons in an escalating war of corporate sabotage and financial manipulation. Drew's media empire will likely become a particular target for Sonny's retaliation efforts, as negative press coverage threatens to expose additional aspects of the coffee mogul's criminal activities. Tracy Quartermain's return to active family management will add another layer of complexity to the conflict, as her legendary ruthlessness and strategic acumen make her a formidable opponent for even someone as experienced as Sonny Corinthos. Her decades of experience in corporate warfare and intimate knowledge of Port Charles power structures will prove invaluable in the Quartermain family's efforts to clear Drew's name and expose Sonny's criminal conspiracy. The ultimate resolution of this manufactured crisis will determine not only the fate of Wiley and Amelia's custody arrangements, but also the future balance of power between Port Charles' most influential families, with consequences that will reverberate through the community for years to come.